Hey everyone, welcome back to Non-Professional. It's Ian back here with another episode of Creativity Everywhere today concerning the topic of writing. Now, I write a lot, whether it's school, comics, novels, blogs, or even this YouTube video. Writing is a big part of my life, and that's why I need some good software for the job, tending to my different areas of writing. Now, before we begin, I just want to say that I'm not endorsing any of these software. I'm not saying that any of these items on this list today that I'm going to be discussing are better than each other, and these companies aren't endorsing me either, so we're all good. So let's start with number 0. You could call this an honorable mention on the list. I'm going to give this place on the list to the notebook. Now, a notebook is not a software, but I use it for writing a lot, and it gets the most productivity out of me because I am usually not on my computer when I am writing in my notebook, and I don't procrastinate as much when I write in the notebook. Now, I'm going to give the versatility score for the notebook a 7 out of 10 and the effectiveness 10 out of 10. Now, it gets the job done with no procrastination. Just turn off the Wi-Fi, put away your phone. It's an offline item on this list, one of the few offline items on this list, and a pro is that there's no screen. It's the only item on this list with no screen. So that's a pro, but a con is that there's no erasing available unless you're using a pencil. I just don't get productive with a pencil. I need an ink pen or a ballpoint pen. Now, let me just throw a personal note here. I've been using notebooks since my childhood. I would get one of those black ones and write stories in them. Nowadays, I just write ideas and stuff, especially in this one from Veracode. I like this one a lot. So this is gonna get a 17 out of 20 score. Let's move on to the list. Number 5 on this list is going to go to OneNote. Now, I'm going to give this versatility score a 6 out of 10. And I'm going to give the effectiveness a 7 out of 10 because it's good for people who just jot down notes really fast to look at later. So it's really effective for that kind of thing. It's on your computer. You can download the software for a price, of course, and as well as mobile. It's free on mobile and free on the online version, OpenOffice. And this is by Microsoft. So it's both online and offline, you could say. Now, a pro is that you can create multiple notes in each notebook and just store them there and have multiple notebooks. But the con is that it's not optimal for writing stories or screenplays. I use other software for that, which we will discuss later. A personal note, let's just throw this one in here. I used this a lot in the past. Nowadays, not so much. I wanted a backup of all my notebooks I had, so I decided to back up everything to the online notebook, which is OneNote, and it helped me out a lot back then, but nowadays I have more options. So this gets a 13 out of 20 score. Let's move on to the next item on the list. This is number 4, Google Docs. Now, Google Docs gets a versatility score of 7 out of 10 and an effectiveness score of 7 out of 10. So that gives it a 14 out of 20 score. There's going to be another item on this list that's going to get a 14 out of 20 score, but I place it higher because I use that software more frequently and I like it a lot more. This is an online software that's really great for collaboration. Now, I used to write stories on Google Docs and just collaborate with other people. It's really great for, writers who are writing stories and they have a lot of writers on board, but it's internet linked, so procrastination will kick in. Plus, there's limited fonts, limited customization. I really need customization, which I'm going to talk more about customization in my number 1 item on the list. We'll come to that later. But for someone who just wants to get things banged out and shared, Google Docs is great. Now, whenever I write a blog post or a YouTube video, I just want some of my friends to see it or my peers, I just throw it up on Google Docs because it's really common for collaboration. A lot of people use it, and it just gets things done really well in terms of that. Now, this gets a 14 out of 20 score. Again, the next item on this list is going to also get a 14 out of 20 score, but I use it a lot more. So this is no other than Dramaqueen. Now, Dramaqueen is a screenwriting software, so its versatility, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, but its effectiveness a 9 out of 10 because it's highly effective for screenwriters like me because there are default presets for scripts. You can just set in a dialogue, and it does all the formatting for you, essentially. Actions, headings, fade-ins, and outs, and you can make storylines as well with the paid version. Now, this is an offline software. You just need to download it. All the links will be down below in the description. It's really effective because it does all the formatting for you and you can just focus on writing the story, which is something I really need. I don't want to worry about formatting and stuff, which I'm going to talk about formatting again later. I could just focus on the characters and the story, which is really more important than the formatting and this software does it all for you anyway. So I use Dramaqueen a lot. Now, a con is that novel writers might not find this effective because it's generally for screenwriters. and film directors. Let me just throw a personal note in here. I was looking for a screenwriting software alternative to Final Draft because Final Draft was too expensive for me. This solved all my problems because even the free version offers a lot. I've been using it to work on an upcoming project involving screenplays. I'm just writing a screenplay on the side. I can even put ideas. Even with the free version just offers so much for screenplays, and it's just really effective for screenwriters. So that's a 14 out of 20 score. Let's move on to number 2 on this list, Studio Binder. Now, I'm going to give this a versatility score of 9 out of 10, but its effectiveness only a 7 out of 10. I use it because it's really versatile and you can keep a lot of different things such as like notes and documents and screenplays, and you can even make calendars. And Studio Binder is just really great for writers who need an aerial view of their project. If their project is too big or if they need to build a really big world with a bunch of different characters and stuff. I know it's for film crews, but usually I'm a one-man band. Usually when I make projects, I'm the only guy on board. So I use Studio Binder for writing software, as a writing software, sorry. It's very effective for people who just need an aerial view of their project like me. Sometimes when I create stuff on, let's say, Dramaqueen or Google Docs, let's say, it can get very overwhelming because I can't find the things I need. There's also a feature on Studio Binder that it's just like a to-do list. You can even have to-do lists and you can just put tasks that need to be held for review, tasks that are done, tasks that need to be done, and it's just really great for productivity. So this gets a 16 out of 20 score. Now, there's nothing on this list that will ever compare to this last item on the list, which is Microsoft Word. Their versatility is 10 out of 10 and effectiveness 10 out of 10. This gets a 20 out of 20 score. Highly effective for writers of any kind, screenwriters, novelists, bloggers, teachers, and basically anybody who does writing. This program can switch and evolve for each kind of writer, tending to their needs. And I just use this because it's really versatile, but I don't use it for screenplays anymore because I need to create my own format. And that can get just really you can just really get in the way of productivity when I need to create my own formats because I'm worrying about the format and not the story. So nowadays I use an actual screenwriting software, which is Dramaqueen. We talked about that before. And it's very versatile, it's customizable. I can create my own styles for different kinds of documents. If I'm writing an essay, for example, I can have an essay style and I can just put a Times New Roman and I can have a double space and just preset it to everything. I can customize each document to a different area of writing, which is why I use Word so much. Ever since I was a little kid, whenever I got to use a little computer or a laptop, I would always write stories in Word. Word will always have a place in my heart. I use it to write blog posts, novels, screenplays, basically anything I needed to type up. This is my ultimate go-to writing software because it is just so versatile and so effective. So thanks for watching today's episode of Creativity Everywhere, where we explore different areas of creativity. Make sure to subscribe, help us get us to 250 subscribers and possibly in the future 300. Just help us out in that area. We would really appreciate. I appreciate every single one of you who comments on my videos, leave requests for different lists that you want me to check out in the future, whether it be art supplies or music or other types of software that you want me to list out if you're interested. So leave comments down below, give this video a like. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.